Okay, let's start with this seminar. Good morning, actually good afternoon everyone. Yeah, how was your morning?
Fantastic.
Good, last day.
Yes.
Almost time to go home.
Yes.
So yeah, today it's time just to teach something before you go home and you start with that, okay?
Yes, sure.
Anyone know the name of the seminar?
Science of diet.
Come on.
Science of diet. What's it?
Science of weight loss.
Weight loss.
Yeah, science of weight loss. Today we'll talk about the science. Before I start with the seminar, to introduce myself, my name is Nikola. You can call me Nick. I'm all the way from Serbia, from Belgrade. Anyone been there?
Nope.
No. Okay. Something about my education. First, when I was younger, I finished high medical school as a physiotherapist. Then I go for college for sports and health. My master degree is in physiotherapy, and I was in London for 6 months on Academy for Nutrition. Last 3 years, I work on a cruise ships. I work on a Disney cruise line. Yeah, you can come. Thank you. Hello, Mom. Welcome.
Are you there?
Please take a seat. Weight loss, yeah.
Yes, please.
Please take a seat.
You got to do it now.
No, yeah, just start. And after the seminar, you already lose some weight.
There we go.
Yeah, I just start to introduce myself. My name is Nikola, all the way from Serbia, from Belgrade. You've been there, maybe?
No.
Okay, no one been there. It's fine. Yeah, so I start to talk about my education. So high medical school, then College of Sports and Health, master degrees in physiotherapy, and then I moved in London 6 months, Academy for Nutrition. Last 3 years I work on a cruise ships, on Disney Cruise Line, Silver Sea Cruise Line, and Celebrity Cruise Line. And doing all these seminars, lecture, and many other classes. Probably you saw in the schedule, boot camps, spinnings, yogas, pilates, and many other classes. So today, as the name of the seminar says, Science of the Weight Loss, I will talk about the science, something what was proved almost 100 years ago, but why we cannot hear or read about it every single day? Because there are not many healthy people. So there's one big reason also. Tell me now, please, what are you doing right now or you did before in the past to lose the weight? Exercise. All of you here want to lose some weight or just come to get some information? Some information, some for the weight loss. So, sir, you go with the exercise. Anything else? Anyone else?
I did exercise, I did diet.
Diet, that's good.
And
Some
I got the
nutrition.
weight off and then it back.
Yeah. So you go with the exercise and nutrition, some diet.
Before the knees went, yeah.
Yeah. Probably now your activity level is
Yeah.
much lower than it was before. Almost on all my seminars, I hear the same answers: exercise and nutrition. And people don't really have the results as they want. They start losing some weight, they see some results, but usually they stop here. This part is the hardest part to lose. So there is one more thing that I'll explain you today, which will help you to get rid of this part. So let's first put this on the table: exercise. The second is nutrition. And now tell me, if for many years we didn't care much about the nutrition, eat wrong things, drink wrong things, lifestyle was not very healthy, how we fix this part? What we can do?
Eat healthy and no sugar.
Eat healthy, but I think that I heard your answer about the name of the seminar. You say something. Exactly, detox. Anyone heard about the detox? Yeah. So this part usually missing today. This is why people cannot have 100% results, because they never go for the detox. That's why I never heard the answer detox. So let's go step by step. All of you here exercise. Some more, some less. Why is exercise important? So many benefits, yeah? You agree? Cardiovascular system, muscle mass gain, bone strength, what else? Flexibility, posture.
Good for the mind.
Mind, yeah, stress relief, self-confidence, even endocrine system, hormone regulation, metabolic function, so many benefits. That's why we should be always active. Also, there are many different types of the exercise. You have a cardio training, you have strength training. Probably today you see people always on a treadmill running there 1 or 2 hours per day every single day, but what you usually notice? The arms and legs are skinny, but this part is still there. Why? Yeah, because with the cardio and the running on treadmill, we cannot increase muscle mass, and that's why we need to focus on to increase muscle mass. Doing the trainings with some weights. For the ladies, especially older ladies, the Pilates would be good with some light weights, because you not put the bar on your back and do the squats or lunges, but even Pilates would be very good. So when you increase your muscle mass, the fat will go down. When you lose your muscles doing just the cardio trainings, and you lose all the muscle, what happens to the metabolism? Slows down. When the metabolism slows down, your energy goes down, and then you can gain weight much quicker than anyone else. When we talk about the exercise, how many calories average person burn in 1 hour? Proper exercise.
100.
300.
It's around 500, yeah. I just did spinning this morning, around 35 minutes, 40 minutes, but it's a high intensity. We burn around 500, 550 calories. But in 1 hour, like middle intensity session, would be around 500 calories. Now tell me, you use all here pounds or kilograms? Kilograms, something. Pounds, okay. So to burn only 1 pound or half kilogram of the weight, so half kilogram or 1 pound, how many calories we need to burn? A lot, yeah, a lot. How many? 3,500 calories. So it's only for a half kilogram. So when we use these numbers, how many hours we need to exercise to burn 1 pound or half kilogram? 7. 7 multiplied with 500, it will give you 3,500. So, and that means 7 hours exercise without putting any calorie during that time. So to not eat and drink during the time. So this is not possible. That's why we cannot lose 1 kilogram or 1 pound every single day. It's a process, it takes time.
But how many do you burn just naturally, like not actually exercising?
When you're active on a daily basis, that's how we burn the calories. Even we have the basal metabolic rate, BMR, that I will also talk about. It's how many calories your body needs in a day just in a rest mode, doing nothing. Just sitting like this in a chair, 24 hours, for the blood circulation, for the breathing, for your organs, brain. Our body needs some amount of the calories, and that is the speed of your metabolism. You heard about the BMR. Yeah, BMR, basal metabolic rate. Because many times when I ask what is the BMR, people says body mass index. It's BMI, it's body mass index. It doesn't give us many information. BMR is something that we should know. Anyone know the BMR here? So when we know this number, when we know how many calories our body needs, then we know how many calories to eat. If you want to gain weight, you will eat more than your body needs, and it will call the calorie sufficit. If you want to lose the weight, less, so it's calories deficit. Also, you cannot eat, okay, let's say your BMR is 2,000, your body needed one day 2,000 calories. You cannot eat now 1,000 calories and expect quick results, because you'll destroy your hormones, slow your metabolism, and after that you will gain much more. So we should go slowly.
Does it actually change with age?
The BMR depends on the muscle mass. The most of it depends on the muscle mass.
Okay.
More muscles you have, this number go up, because more muscle you have, your body will need more calories in a day, just doing nothing. So also that's why we need to know this. Also with the BMR you can know which exercise, which type of the training you should focus more on. Should you go on a muscle mass increase, or if you have enough muscles to focus more on the cardiovascular training. Cardio trainings, yeah. Now let's talk about nutrition. This is the most important part. How do we separate nutrients?
Proteins and carbohydrates.
So it's macronutrients. And micro and macronutrients. That's how we separate. Micronutrients would be vitamins and minerals. We take them from the food, and where we have the most of them, the vegetables, fruits, and nuts. They're also essential for the health. They slow the aging process, protect us from the disease. Also, they regulate the enzymes inside the body, which will later absorb all these macronutrients. And also mineralize your bones. So the macronutrients would be fats, carbs, and proteins. Okay, now let's start with the fats first. Which fats do we have? How we separate the fats? There are three types of the fats.
Saturated.
Unsaturated, saturated, and the worst one that we eat the most,
Is it monosaturated?
it's saturated, unsaturated, and trans fat. Yeah, trans fats. Unsaturated, saturated, and trans. What do you think? Which one here are the healthiest one?
Saturated.
Saturated? And I think
Unsaturated.
unsaturated, yeah, exactly. Unsaturated fat are the healthiest fat that we need. Also, they improve the condition of the skin and the hair, protect us from disease, even from the cardiovascular, strokes, diabetes, arthritis. They also regulate the blood sugar level. There are two which are essential for the health, which would be omega-3 and omega-6. It's unsaturated fat. Which food is rich with the unsaturated fat?
Fish,
Fish,
avocado, nuts.
avocado, nuts, very good. Olives, olive oil. When talk about the fish, the highest with unsaturated fat would be salmon, herring, tuna, sardina. Yeah? And let's now say something about the saturated fat. Where do we have saturated fat? There is one saturated fat which is very, very healthy. There is no any research that says something can affect with our body. And it's a coconut oil. Yeah, it's saturated fat and it is very healthy. But the saturated fat, we should be moderate with that. So to know how much to eat, especially because the saturated fat we have in meat, we have in eggs, cheese, bacon, and many other food. But the trans fat is what makes the biggest problem today, and that this fat we eat the most actually. It's made by the artificial or if we fry. All food that we fried, so even if you fry unsaturated fat, you use the olive oil which is unsaturated and fry the food with olive oil with unsaturated, it will become trans fat. And trans fat cannot be recognized as a source of energy for our body. The trans fat settle on our cells.
No more hash browns.
Yeah, no more. When the trans fat settle on the cells, what happened? Our cells cannot absorb the glucose and all the nutrients that our body needs. And then the glucose stays in the blood. When the glucose is in the blood, what happened? Our pancreas need to produce insulin more and more and more and more, but the trans fat don't give our glucose to come inside, and that's how we destroy the pancreas. If you have for a long time high level of the sugar inside the blood for many days, years, months, what is the fastest growing disease today? Type 2 diabetes. That is the way how we can develop. The trans fat we have in pastries, pizzas, chocolates, cakes, cream, margarine, all frying food, the most food that we actually eat today. What we should also know about the nutrition is to, okay, let's start now with the carbs, then I'll tell you that later. The carbs, why we need carbs?
Energy.
Energy, for what?
Metabolism.
Yeah, for daily basis, daily activities, but most of the glucose, when we talk about the carbs, we'll talk about the glucose, is used by the brain and nerve system. Around 180 grams per day, our brain and nerve system need of the glucose, also for the muscles and all these daily activities. The glucose, where inside the body we have the glucose? As I said, in the blood, it's dissolved in the blood. Then we have as a glycogen, as a big molecule inside the muscles as a reserve, in the liver. And all the energy that we don't use, okay, we eat, we drink so many things, all this energy we put inside the body, and if we don't use it, where it will finish?
It's the other way up.
Still.
There are today many different types of the diet. Probably you heard about the keto diet, low carb diet. Many people today are on that diet, so we should be very careful. So our body should not stay for a very long time in ketosis, in a very low carb, because as I said, the glucose need for a brain, nerve system, even the red blood cells use the glucose as a primary source of the energy. So if you go for a keto diet, you should know how long to stay, because if you stay for a long time, then your body will go in ketosis, your liver will start producing the ketone bodies. I don't know if you heard about the ketone bodies, that lower the pH of the liver. The pH I will talk about later. So it's the potential hydrogen, it's acid and alkaline chemical balance inside our body. The part of the carbs is also fructosis. Where is that? in fruits. Yeah, how many of you eat fruits here? Everyone eats fruits. That's good, but we should know when to eat fruits. How many of you eat fruits for the breakfast? First meal, fruits. That's not something good. Because if you have dinner day before, 6, 7, 8 p.m., the next meal will be your breakfast after 12, 13, 14 hours. Your sugar level is low, it's very sensitive. You should know what first meal is the most important. You should know what to eat. So don't go with something that will affect your sugar level, that your sugar level will spike. Always go with some protein and fats. Then later, when you start with some activity, go with some, increase the carbs, and put some fruits. If you ask me when I eat fruits every day, but I eat fruits around the workout. If I finish my workout session, I always eat fruits immediately, because the fructose, it's not the same as the glucose. For the glucose, our body needs to process it, to absorb and everything, but the fructose immediately go in the liver and need to be used immediately. If it's not used immediately, it will finish as a fat. So the fructose is the best to eat later during the day around the some activity, before, during, or after. Also, don't eat fruits before you go to sleep, because all this energy from the fruits and all this sugar will be finished while you sleep. You will not burn it. Again, you will gain the weight. The fruits are very good because the fruits are very rich with polyphenols. Anyone heard about the polyphenols? It is the strongest antioxidants. So what we have in a fruit. So that's why it's also important to eat fruits. Proteins. Why we need proteins? Regeneration, repairing your cells, muscle mass, even your proteins produce some enzymes, regulate your hormones, produce antibodies which protect us from the disease. So it's also important to eat all these macronutrients. So proteins, carbs, and fats, but fats to be focused on the unsaturated, not on the trans fat. And we did. most of the fat is the trans fat, and the micro from the as the vitamins and minerals. What I wanted to say about nutrition, what we should know is about the carbs, to know how to separate good and bad carbs. How do we know if some carbs are good or bad?
And it's complex carbohydrates.
Simple and complex, exactly. What that mean? Anyone heard about the glycemic index?
Mm-hmm.
What is the glycemic index? GI.
Does it have a long taste of food to
Yes, I have to-
Exactly, that is the space. Yeah. How long some food will be digested and how fast it will affect your sugar level. And that's how we separate good and bad, complex or simple. So the GI, it's a glycemic index, it's a scale from 0 to 100. Everything what is between 0 and 50, it's low GI, it's good. That means that our body needs longer time to digest and will not affect sugar level that quickly. Then 50 to 70 moderate, 70 to 100 would be high. So also if you are eating every day something which is high, you will again gain the weight, because again your sugar level will always be high. Also you can destroy the pancreas. So for example, I just talk about the fruits. Watermelon. People eat watermelon a lot today. They think it's not very sweet, it's very good, no much sugar, but actually on the glycemic index, watermelon is 75. Which means that after only a few minutes after you eat the watermelon, it affects your sugar level. So always go for the food which is low GI, so low glycemic index. And the third and the most important thing about the nutrition is that what I just mentioned a few minutes ago, it's pH. How the food affect the pH inside the body. So pH, glycemic index, to know your BMR. All this about nutrition. Now let's talk about the pH. Anyone heard about the pH? pH? pH, it's a chemical balance inside of our body. It's between acid and alkaline. And it's between 0 and between 14. Neutral would be 7. So everything what is between 0 and 7 is acidic, and 7 to 14 is alkaline. So it's a pH. It's potential of hydrogen. If you can't remember it's a perfect health. So our health depends on this scale here. What do you think? Where should our body be on this pH to be in a perfect health? 7? 7. Close to 7, it should be slightly alkaline. just slightly 736 to 746. That is the baby blood plasma. It's between 736 and 746, and that is the perfect. And there is no any health disease, any health problems when we don't gain the weight and make any problem with the body. And this was proved in 1931 by German doctor Otto Warburg. Otto Warburg has a Nobel Prize of Medicine. He found out that the 95% of the health disease will come when we are pushing our body on the acid side. Only 5% would be genetic. So if someone say I have the high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or problem with digestion, any diabetes, all these things, 5% would be genetic only. 95% is the lifestyle. And today, 80% of the lifestyle is focused on the acid. So now you think, how? Okay, let's start now with some food and drinks to put on this pH, what we consume the most. How many of you here drink coffee? Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, the coffee on a pH scale is 4.1. How many of you just start the day with a coffee? Skip the breakfast, just drink coffee? So you start the day with something which is acid, with the toxin. Acid means toxins. So that's why the detox is important part. The next thing, how many of you eat the red meat here? Yeah, we all eat red meat. So it's 3 and below. Sodas. Sometimes sodas, especially the diet soda. That soda is around the 3, but for the people who go for a diet soda, it's much worse on the pH because it includes a chemical called aspartame. And aspartame is 2.1 on the pH. Next one, alcohol. You all come with the alcohol here. Good. Alcohol is also 3 and below on the pH. So how the alcohol affect that scale inside the body? It's in fact very acid. So it's around the 3. Chicken. We all eat chicken. It's around 5.4. Fish. Even fish is 6.5. Eggs 6.5. Milk. We put the milk in a coffee or just drink milk. It's around 6. People also take the medications today. Many times people take medications. Also acid. The acid not comes only from the food or drink. Acid comes from the air we breathe, from the pollution, from the skin products that we put on the skin. Our skin is the largest organ, absorb everything. How many chemicals we put? Ladies today, makeup. So many makeup put it. What we put on our hair? Shampoos, gels, all these things. It's all acid. What do we have here? Lymph nodes. What is the job of the lymph nodes? By the sweating, you have to remove the toxins from the body. But when we put the desodorants, what we do, we block it. And then the toxin stays there. Especially ladies today, morning, afternoon, evening, morning, afternoon, evening, many years. And unfortunately today, you can see many times breast cancer because of that. Because the toxins start accumulating and the cellular mutation are very likely to happen when our body, we push on the acid side. And very unlikely to happen when we are on the alkaline side more. So we should also know 80% of the lifestyle is acid today. I was researching about these things and food that the people consume during the life, especially who live on the west. It's around 6,000 kilograms of the red meat, average person eat during the life. Around 3,000 kilograms of the chicken, around 3,000 kilograms of the fish, 8,000 liters of alcohol, might more, I don't know. This is what I researched. Around 5,000 kilograms of refined sugar. 30,000 different medications during life, especially the painkillers, aspirin. It's all acid. Around 10,000 liters of coffee during the life we drink. Maybe 20. So the 10,000 would be if you have 2 small cups per day. So it's, they use the average 70 years that people live. It will be around 10,000 liters. And around 20,000 liters of milk. So all these numbers are acid and all these things we put during the life.
So
and then
milk bad?
no bad?
Milk.
Milk? No, the milk is slightly acidic. I don't say it's very bad.
Tapping the sixes.
It's 6.
Ah, yeah.
Neutral would be 7.
Yeah.
So between 0 and 7 is acidic. But these numbers here, like 5, 6, 6.5, not problem. We can balance that with some alkaline food. But the problems are this: red meat, alcohol, sodas, refined sugars, medications, coffee is too much. All these things that consume the most start making the problem, and all the problems start here. So let's talk what happened inside of the body. Now we know where the toxins comes from. Now let's talk what happened inside. I'll try now to draw the intestines and the colon. Okay, I think it's pretty much clear. Intestines and your colon. Do you know what is the length of the intestines and the colon? Long, it's long enough. 6 meters, yeah, 6 meters, or 22 feet, for those of you who use the feet. And very important, it can extend 3 times wider than original size. So it can extend. Now we have some food or drink, we eat it, it goes in your stomach, hydrochloric acid breaks on the smaller part. And then the food finishes in your intestines. What do we have inside the intestines?
Villi, is it?
Yeah, microvilli.
Yeah.
Microvilli. It's a microscopic hair called microvilli or microvilli. And now, when the food comes there, your pancreas and liver start producing the enzymes which will separate the proteins from the fats, fats from the carbs, carbs from the proteins. So everything needs to be separate. And now that villi, microvilli, absorb the nutrients and send to your liver for the next filter. And what is the excess, this hair will push out and send into your colon. Now what happened? Anyone know the temperature of the colon? It's 38 degrees Celsius or 99
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a sauna. Now what happened? If our nutrition is focused on all these acid things, all these hard foods, so many meat, so many sugars, so many alcohol, so many sodas, and all these things, and very poor with the fibers. Fibers, our body needs the fibers to improve the digestions. Now what will happen? The food will start stucking inside the colon. And how do we know that something is wrong there, that the food stuck inside the colon? Constipation, acid reflux, bloating. It's all the signs that we are doing something wrong. And the first sign come here, with your digestion. So what happened? We have 1 meal, 2, 3 meals, and maybe one time go for a bowel movement, or not at all. Next day, 1, 2, 3, maybe 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Do you see how many meals we put, but only one time out? And then it starts building up inside the colon, and then our colon intestines can extend 3 times wider and make us also looking big. You know the newborn baby. Drink the milk, change the diaper. Drink the milk, change the diaper. Drink the milk, change the diaper. Everything is doing well. But now as we are getting older, more these acid things we are putting inside, and then we have the problem, as I said, constipation, acid reflux, and bloating. When the food stays inside the colon on 38 degrees Celsius for a long time, what will happen? Just imagine put the food in the sauna. Rotting? Yeah, ferments, rotting inside the colon. When it starts rotting, the toxins start accumulating. What people do when they have constipation, bloating, acid reflux? Medications?
Yeah.
How many people take the medications? And what is the medication? Acid.
Beetroot juice is the best.
We just hide the problems, but the problems become bigger and bigger. And now the toxins accumulating there. You didn't change anything about the lifestyle, everything is the same. Now the toxins start damaging your colon walls. When damage your colon walls, what will happen with the walls? Become permeable. The toxins will start coming outside in your body, and where it will go? In your bloodstream. Exactly, bloodstream. In the bloodstream, we have a platelets with positive charge inside, negative out, positive in, negative out, positive in. It's like a magnet, keep away from each other. When the toxins come inside the bloodstream, first what they do, they strip the negative charge. And now the positive start sticking together. Your blood become thicker, and what we have? High blood pressure. When we have a high blood pressure, what we do? Take the pill, take the medication. Again, something acid. Again, we didn't change anything about the lifestyle. For us, it's always easier to go for the medications. People it's hard to get out from the comfort zone. We'll take the medications and think that we fix it. But no, the problem will become bigger and bigger. When there is the problem inside the bloodstream, what inside our body is responsible for the cleaning the bloodstream?
Kidneys.
Something else?
Yeah.
Cholesterol.
Oh,
Cholesterol, especially HDL. The liver produces LDL, sends to your bloodstream, to your organs, and HDL go back and need to clean everything inside. Because all of us have around 140 grams of the cholesterol. That's something what our body needs, a base of the cells. And now what happened? When something is wrong there, because the cholesterol is a fat, it cannot travel by itself. There are two proteins which need to pull them, to pull the cholesterol. It's low density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein, LDL and HDL. The toxins start accumulating there. The cholesterol needs to clean it. So the cholesterol start accumulating inside the bloodstream, trying to fix this problem. You again didn't change anything about the lifestyle, which means the toxins will accumulate more and more, which means the cholesterol will accumulate more and more. Now you go to check your blood, you have high cholesterol. What people do? Take a pill. Again, didn't change anything. Take the medication, which means acid comes more and more. The cholesterol accumulates more and more, and what will happen if there is not enough flow for the blood to pass? Stroke. Yeah. So it's all because of the lifestyle. So people don't have stroke because their father or mother or grandpa had. It's because of the lifestyle. Now we know something what will happen inside if we have a wrong lifestyle for a long time. Now our body again has some abilities to heal ourselves. So what our body need? Our body need to remove these toxins. How? With something alkaline. So acid will be destroyed by something alkaline. What is alkaline inside the body?
Nothing.
There is something, and it's called calcium and magnesium. Where do we have calcium and magnesium? Bones. Yeah, most of them is in bones. This will be your cartilage between your joints. Okay, now we have the calcium and magnesium. We push our body on acidic side for a long time, for many years, and now our body defend by using this alkaline calcium and magnesium. When it's used from your bones, what will happen with the bones? Become weaker, so we lose the density of the bones. First would be osteopenia. The second stage is osteoporosis. When we have osteoporosis, what happens with the bones and joints? We start developing the calcification. So we have calcifications in the joint. When we have calcification joint, what will happen with the cartilage? We destroy the cartilage. When we destroy the cartilage, what we have? Pain.
Huh?
When we have a pain, what we take? Pills, medications, and the last stage will be arthritis. It's all because of the life. Okay, now we know something more. Now let's see why we cannot lose the weight. How these toxins can affect our body. Our body cannot lose the weight. What is the main organ for the filtering and most busiest organ inside the body? Liver. Exactly. Liver has more than 200 functions. We'll not talk about all today because we don't have time. We have 30 minutes. There are two functions that are important for us on this seminar. First is filtering all these toxins that we talk about, and the second is to convert your fat cells into the sugar. And this sugar to be used by the muscles, brain, and all these daily activities. Muscles, let's say muscles. This is how our metabolism works, when everything is good. Now, the liver is the main organ for filtering, which means the toxins coming there. Our liver needs to filter and remove from the body. I will give the example with the garbage bin. There is the garbage in. I put the garbage every single day. Every single day. Don't change anything, just put the garbage. I never clean my garbage bin. What will happen? Overflow. The same thing happened there. If you don't change anything about lifestyle, just put all these toxins. All these toxins will not be, liver will be over busy, will not have a time to process, and the toxins will overflow again into your body, and most of them will be there. The first place where the toxins will go is on your fat cells. Why on your fat cells? Because it's a dormant place. It will not go on your muscles. You're always moving something, the temperature of the muscle is there, so the fat cells are dormant, and the toxins start attacking your fat cells and start eating your fat cells. But that doesn't mean that you will lose the weight. What will happen if you run and you twist your joint, ankle? Pain, what else? Swollen. What do you mean by swollen?
Inflammation.
Inflammation, which means water retention. 65% of our body is water. Our bodies start pushing the water there. Water starts to retain to protect cells around. And then it's swollen. The same thing will happen there.
And we'll take a pill. We'll take a pill.
Take a pill, yeah. Now the water starts to retain around your fat cells. Now you look yourself in the mirror, it's not only fat, it's fat with the water. This water, it's 0 calories. And now you can see people on a treadmill. Running, months, and this part is still there. Why? Because the water is around your fat cells, water is 0 calories, and our body cannot burn that water. Liver comes there to convert your fat cells, but the water stopped. And now what happened? Our body needs to give us energy from somewhere. So if you want to run on a treadmill, you need energy from somewhere. Where your body will go for energy? Muscles, exactly. So now you lose the muscles. And that's the reason why you can see many times people with skinny arm, skinny leg, skinny there, but this part still there. Because the water retain and we cannot burn the water. For the ladies, they can see the cellulite. Even the men have the cellulite, but because our skin is thicker, we cannot see it. But also that is a sign of the water that water retain. Now, if we want to start losing the fat, what we need to do? What is that third part that I mentioned in the beginning that we're missing? Detox. So that is the thing that's missing today. And how do we detox? Let's go back to the pH. When we start, alkaline our body, pushing our body on the alkaline side. We also have some food which is alkaline, like fruits and vegetables. Most of them are between 7 and 9. 7 to 9. And that's why when I say 5 to 7 acid is okay, because you will balance it with some food. 7 to 9 or 5 to 7, it will be around 7 again. But because we are pushing so many of these acid things, 2, 3, 4, then you change your nutrition, you try with some diets, but still don't have the results.
It's too hard to balance it then.
You need something which is very, very, very high alkaline. And what is the highest alkaline thing in the world? Okay, we know that our body is around 65 to 70% of the water. The world, same. 65 to 70% of the world is water. When we sweat, the taste is salty. Water is salty. What keeps the ocean clean? Salt? Something alkaline? That is the highest alkaline actually thing that keeps the ocean clean for generation and generation. When you just spill oil in the ocean, that cover it and clean it. Seaweeds and algae. Yeah, seaweeds and algae. Seaweeds and algae on a pH scale are 13.7 of 14. 97% alkaline. So 97% alkaline, algae and seaweed. There are more than 150 different types of the algae, but only 108 have property to detox. Might you heard about spirulina, laminaria, blue-green, black radish, all these algae and seaweeds.
Spinach or spinach?
Not spinach. No, algae and seaweeds. Because we cannot eat the algae and seaweeds every day. It's something which is not very tasty. There are two companies in the world, the biggest companies who are producing these algae and seaweeds that we can use their algae and seaweeds for a detox. And for those of you who are from UK, anyone from UK? No? It's Elemis. You heard about the Elemis? Okay. Elemis. And from the island, we have Voya. Anyone heard about the Voya? So this is the two biggest companies that make the algae and seaweed. The Elemis make in the capsules, the Voya make in the teas. Now the question is, how long do we need to do detox? What do you think? And how often? You can go in a pharmacy, ask for the detox. They usually recommend like 7, 15, 20 days. It's impossible to clean our body on a cellular level. So all digestion, liver, blood, everything, lymph nodes, to clean for 7 days. If we are damaging it for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Our liver needs to regenerate 180 days. It's a 6 months our liver needs to regenerate. And that is the length of the detox that we should do every 5 to 7 years. Every 5 to 7 years. Why we need to do it? Because willing or unwilling, the toxins are coming from the air, as I said, air, all the skin products, makeups, all these things. That's why we need to alkaline our body every 5 to 7 years.
Is that even if you're keeping your pH around the 7? If you're able to manage it, you still need to do that detox.
But the thing is, because most of the lifestyle today is very acid.
Yeah.
And then when we are body going on acid side, every 5 to 7 years we need to do that to alkaline. If your nutrition is perfect, if it's always something alkaline, if you don't use anything acid, you don't need detox.
You don't need detox.
Yeah. But as I said, it's almost impossible. And it's impossible to not inhale it, it's impossible to never put something on your skin,
Yeah.
or the shampoos, or the gel, or the deodorants, all these things.
It's just life.
That's so the part of the lifestyle is detox and toxins. So toxins are coming, we need to do detox. I always ask people, do you drive a car? Always say people, yeah, we drive the car. Do you change the filter and oil every 10,000 miles? Yeah, why? Because the filter becomes dirty. If it becomes dirty and you don't clean it, you'll destroy your engine. The same thing, if your liver becomes dirty and dirty and dirty with the toxins, and you never detox your liver, never help your liver, the diseases will come in. Like blood pressure, like cholesterol, constipations, gaining weight, diabetes, all these things because of the lifestyle. So if we can help our car, also we need to help our body. So it's 5 to 7 years. You not do the detox now for the rest of your life. You do 6 months, 180 days, help your liver to regenerate, and then after 5 to 7 years you repeat again. Yeah. And of course you cannot go with a detox and be on the sodas and junk food every day. So you need to have the good nutrition plan. So what I'm doing for the last 3 years on a ship, I'm doing the consultation. Consultation is around 1 hour. On this consultation, I don't talk too much, you talk. You are telling me more about your lifestyle, nutrition and everything, and I have the BCA machine. It's body composition analysis machine. I put the 2 pads on your hand, 2 pads on your foot. And this machine will first show me your BMR, the speed of your metabolism, because just by watching you I can't know anything about your metabolism. So to know how many calories you should eat. So if you want to lose the weight, to know how many to eat less. So BMR. The second thing will show the percentage of the fat, so that we can follow the results, how many fat you have, how many muscles, so muscle percentage, to know which type of the training you should focus more on. The last there are many other numbers that we'll get, but these are the most important. BMR, fat, muscles, and water retention. How much water you're holding, how much water retained. More water retained, what it means? More toxin we have inside the body. So more water means that your body has a lot of toxins. And this consultation with all these tests, with this machine, is $67. If you go on the reception and book to do this test, to find all these results, it's printed in color, to do the consultation, it's $67. But for all the people who come on my seminars, I give them the same price, but for couples. If you don't have couples, I'll find someone from there to do it with you. And then the couple for these bodies can find all these results with this machine during the consultation with me. On this consultation, I'll give you to try all these teas with the algaes and seaweeds. So that we need to use for the next 6 months for all people who want to start with a detox. Now you're probably thinking how much the detox costs. Detox costs around $3 per day. Why I'll always go with a day? Because every day you give $3 for the coffee, every day you give $3 for the sodas, every day you give the $3 for the some smoothies or the pizzas or cakes or junk food, hamburgers. We always give $3. But if you start counting for 6 months how you will give for all this junk food, it will be exactly the same amount that we will give it for the good detox plan. And all the people who do the consultation with me, so I will make so we'll get the results from the machine, and then for all people who start with the detox program, we'll get my own nutrition plan. The nutrition plan will be based on the results that the machine says, and will be based on the food with low glycemic index, so not high. You should know what is a low, what is a high. Will be based on the food that is more on the alkaline side, so the pH of the food, and to know how many calories to eat during the program. Any questions? Any questions? It was good, you understand? So yeah, most of you probably try with the exercise, even with the nutrition, as I heard in the beginning, but the detox is the part that's missing. So that's why we are holding the water there. When we remove the toxins, water will not stay anymore because there is no any other reason that our body retain the water because there is no toxins.
So then how important is water in the diet then?
Water is important, around 2.5 liters per day for hydration. Yeah.
So what if you do that anyway and you retain fluid?
But the water on a pH scale is neutral, 7.
Right.
So the water is 7. If you go again with some nutrition, alkaline, 7 to 9, pushing more vegetables and everything, then all these toxins that come from the 4, 3, 2 that are now staying inside the body, this cannot remove them. Like you told me you go with the diet, you change, but still don't have. That's why we need something highly alkaline every 5 to 7 years, and that's the algae and seaweed. And that's why these two companies making this detox program. Because as I said, 450 different types of the algae and seaweed, but only 108 have property to detox. We do this detox for 6 months with good nutrition plan, with exercise plan. After that, when you finish with the detox, again you need to continue with the nutrition plan. You will not go back again on the same things that you ate before. You will stay on the good nutrition plan, and again after 5 or 6 or 7 years, again, just in case you will do the detox, just to remove all the toxins coming from the outside. Even in the food, we don't eat everyday organic food. In the food we have preservatives, additives, all these chemicals, the whole food, it's on the package, it's last long, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or 1 year. What it means that food have the preservatives. It's a shell around the food that can keep the food to last long. And it's a chemical that we eat. So we don't go every day for the organic chicken, or if you don't go for organic chicken, if you just buy the chicken for $5, it's pumped with the hormones, steroids, all these things. And it's all toxins again. That's why I say, even if you change something about nutrition, again the toxin will come in. So willing or unwilling, it will come. That's why we need to do it. Even vegetables and fruits, the company spray. For apple in the season, it's sprayed like 50 times. Yeah. So that is science actually. As I said, in 1931, German doctor Otto Warburg, he found out all these things about the pH and why all these health diseases and problems come on the acid side. And 80%, especially, 100 years ago, the acidity was not as today. All these preservatives, additives, processed, GMO, it was not the same. That's why our parents and grandparents didn't need it. But today, yeah.
So with that acid and alkaline, does that all then come under gut health? Because there's a whole thing at home, like in Australia, gut health is the #1 thing
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So it's all part of the gut health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the most important.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the problems start there. Actually, what you eat, when it comes there, when more than 400 bacteria are inside the colon.
Yeah.
how you feed these bacteria, it will be dependent if they will help us or destroy us. If you feed them with the acid, they will accumulate the toxins, and then it starts coming out the bloodstreams around the body, and then also we start to gain the weight, water start retain, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and many other things, even the thyroid problems also. Yeah, so for all of you, because it's the last C day, for all of you who want to do that consultation to find these results with the machine, who want to try these algae and seaweeds and might start the detox program, you're more than welcome. Today I will be here until 7 o'clock.
How long is it? Go for take.
Around 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. The,
Can we do it shortly? Now?
now? Yeah, you can do it in 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. I just need to prepare the table and machine and everything, and then we can do it. So 10 minutes, okay? Yeah.
He's gonna have a good one. It won't last year.
Yeah, I'll be back in
Finish,
5.
finish your beer and then.
Is this something anyone who's done before? Because I've never had this. What do you call it?
BMR.
BMR. I've never known on
Yeah, basal metabolic rate. Speed of the metabolism.
But it's something that's probably been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I've figured out coffee is real bad.
Caffeine, yeah, caffeine is 4.1 in the city. And many people skip the breakfast, go with the coffee only. We also need 4 to 5 meals per day. So because every 3, 4, 5 hours to eat something, 3 to 4 hours to eat something, that the sugar level will be good.
So fasting is not a good idea?
You can go with the fasting, but not for a long run
Because I've
because
been on a diet where I sort of...
it's like eating in 8 hours and 16
Yeah,
hours.
I've been 8 hours, 16 hours fast.
I know,
Before
but-
the cruise. For
Yeah, people start seeing the results, but what will happen if you don't eat 16 hours anything? Again, you will slow your metabolism, and then when you stop with that diet, you will gain double. Yeah, so it's also for all that diets we should know for how long and how often to.
I only stopped the diet to come on a cruise. That was the end
Ah,
of
the
it.
cruise is time for occasion. You drink everything, and when you go back home, you start with changing something.
The water retention that you were talking about,
Yeah.
has that got anything to do with going to the toilet and like I go and wee about, I don't know, 20 times a day.
Like
Like-
peeing.
Yeah,
The most important is to go for a bowel movement. So for that one. So do not have any constipation. Do not hold anything inside.
but going and,
If you drink water,
yeah,
that don't mean that you will alkaline your body, because the water is 7 on a pH.
yeah,
It's good for the hydration your cells and everything, but they don't affect the water that retain around the toxins.
okay. So my bladder though, and you know, like today I've had 2 things to drink, but I've been to the toilet to wee, I don't know, 10 times. So do you think that's got anything to do with that?
No, it will not affect anything about the toxins. Yeah, that does
Doesn't
not
matter how
affect
much
it.
water you
Yeah.
drink.
Because the pH of the water does not change it.
No,
But of course, the water we need for the hydration.
Yeah,
But for the toxins, we need the alkaline.
yeah.
So the water is 7.
Oh yeah, it helps your body and
Yeah.
other things, but not dizzy problem.
So when we remove the toxins, the water will stop retaining. And then the liver will start using the fat cells. And while the water is there, it cannot. And the water is 0 calories, and that's why people exercise a lot and cannot lose the fat. This part, they lose the muscles because our body need to give us the energy. If it can't keep from the fat cells, so actually from the sugar that will be converted from the fat cells, then it will go for the muscles. That's
So if a bloke was going to the toilet 20 times a day and pee, the doctor would say getting a prostate check. Basically.
20 times per day. Who?
Yeah, you'd have to check your prostate if you're a bloke. If you're going to the toilet.
Yeah. Today people go for colonoscopy to check if they have some polyps, which can go to the cancer and all these things. But the thing is, when we go for the colonoscopy, we can check only 8 feet. of 22.
Oh.
Yeah, because you need a gas mask.
Yeah. So with the colonoscopy, only 8 feet or 22, and usually people come always the good results. But today in America, I was reading 1 of the 3 Americans died of the colon cancer. Today. And
1 in 3.
yeah, yeah, who have a cancer, 1 of the 3 is from the colon cancer. And they all go for the colonoscopy, and usually the results are good. Most of them are good because only 8 feet can check.
Yeah.
But it's 22 feet long, it can extend 3 times wider, and then it's not like very safe.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you in 10 minutes, yeah?
How far?
5, yeah, 5.
Thank you.
Can you do the after?
67 foot.
So,
Where do we go? Yeah.
the test?
Go after.
Yeah, I have personal training at 4. I finish 5:15. Around 5:15? 5:15, 5:20. So yeah, you'll come here, we'll do there in the corner is my table and my machine and everything. But you will find me here. Around 5:20, yeah. Okay? Yeah.
6 right?
Beer time for me. It's 6.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you don't have time, no?
We out tomorrow for most of the
7?
day.
Late? 7?
7 to 9?
Yeah, 7 to 9. Yeah. So 5:27. Yeah. No, 5 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yes, that was
Do we need to write anything?
No, I just come here at 7. Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you so much.
See you later.
Good, thank you.
That was really interesting.
Yeah, I hope
learned
you
quite a lot.
heard something new.
Yeah.
It's not like the seminar that we can listen every day, like proteins, carbs, fat, protein, carbohydrates, the same thing. This is more focused about the health, what happened inside,
Yeah.
and then why the problems are coming, even the why we can lose the weight. Yeah, let me help you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you later. 5:20.
Yeah.
Darcy just said, yeah, you did this on the side.
Thanks a lot.
Now let's open the Buddhism.
Yeah.
Thank you.